So there's a few things I want to show you about Google Slides. Keep in mind that Google Slides is essentially the equivalent of Microsoft PowerPoint. And there's just a few features that I think have something more to offer than PowerPoint that I want to show you. Okay, so one of the things that I like is that if I go out here into any of my Google Slides presentations, and I'm going to just search for one. There is a way that I can do audience question and answer in a Google Slides show. So let me go into this as if I were about to present it to the audience. And when I hit present, you'll notice down here in the left-hand corner, as soon as it loads, you'll see these tools pop up. Okay, so one of these tools is called Q&A. And if I click on the Q&A tab, what that does for me is allows me to turn on a function where the student or the students or my audience, whoever it may be, can start asking me questions digitally. It will appear here, and they can actually upvote or downvote each questions. Okay, and I'm going to show you how this looks by actually going to it live. So if I go to Start New, what it does, it pops up a unique address for them to go into. So this one is slides.app.goo.gl, and we have a slash F capital N H 8 E. And every time you start one of these, it's going to auto allow your students to connect to that generated URL, and then they can go in and ask questions. Okay, so if I want to ask a question in here, and I'm typing in my question right now, so you should see it pop up in just a second. There's my question. Okay, so I just type it in off of my phone, so my students can very easily do that, or my audience members, whoever, and then notice here that there is an upvote, downvote button. So if other students have that same question, when they go in to ask their question, and they're to see that other question, they can actually upvote it. So you might see that you have a question that 3 or 4 students have that same question. The nice thing about this, as I'm presenting material to my students, is that I don't have to lose track of their questioning, but I also don't have to stop my presentation in the middle. I can sort of get to their questions whenever it's convenient within the presentation, or I can keep track of their questions and go back to them later, possibly at the beginning of the next class, so that I'm not missing out on anything, or they're not missing out on anything. It's just a really great way to be able to allow your students to give more feedback while you're presenting new material. Okay, so that is one of my favorite features of Google Slides. This doesn't exist within Microsoft PowerPoint. Another thing you keep in mind about PowerPoint is that you can transition a PowerPoint into a Google Slide pretty easily. So if I'm in my Google Drive and I go to New and upload a PowerPoint file, and then all I would need to do is right-click on that file and say Open with Google Slides. And it's going to take that material that was in PowerPoint and transition it over to Slides. Okay, so if there's something really fancy that you have built into PowerPoint, it may transition a little strangely into Slides, but for the most part, everything's going to work out fine. I can tell that this was a PowerPoint file because it's still up here in the file name. Okay, so nothing has been changed essentially, but it's really easy to take that PowerPoint and open it within Slides. All right. Another feature I want to show you, and I'm just going to go out here and create a new slideshow to do this, is sometimes with students, what I like to do is I like to have a place for them to have a conversation that is a little bit better controlled than doing so in a Google Doc. Okay, so let's explain what I mean by that. If I have students working in, and I'm just going to go and make this one over here, in a slideshow, and I'm going to take this first slide and just copy it. Okay, so you can actually copy a slide like that. And I can paste a slide in here. There we go. Okay. So let's pretend this is my first slide. Get rid of that one. And sometimes I want students to have a conversation in slides. And it's because the fact that can then very easily control the overall appearance. Okay. So what I'm talking about is if a student makes a post in here and I want to come in and comment on it, then I can highlight a piece of this. I can add a comment in here and I can click the comment box. And the other students can come in here and do the same thing. And essentially, it's all going to be connected to that single slide within the slideshow. Okay. So what I often do is I give students a prompt at the beginning of the slideshow, just like you see here. And then they each take their own slide. They put their name on it. They put their post on it. And then we're all able to go in and comment and reply to comments on each other's slides. And the nice thing about this is it's organizing it much more neatly than what I would see in a Google Doc. Okay, because every slide essentially will have just the comments that were made on that slide attached to it. So this is a way that I like students to be able to have collaborative conversations, but do it in a way that it's much more easy for me to grade it because it's not so out of control. As I don't know if you've ever had like 30 students commenting back and forth to each other within one Google document, but it can get pretty messy. If you do it within a slideshow, everything sort of remains in that one slide that they're initially commenting on. So it's just much, much more organized for your overall taste and for your being able to grade it especially. Okay, so those are the couple things I wanted to show you. Other than that, you're going to note that Google Slides pretty much has many of the same tools available within PowerPoint. The thing that I included within the Open Blackboard page was a link out to the slides help page so that if you, for instance, want to add animations to your slide, there's a real quick, overview of how to add animations. But instead of wasting your time on how to use this tool, I think that the skills that you already know within PowerPoint are going to transfer over to this very easily. So I think it's smarter just to give you a link. And if you have questions about certain features, you can look up those features. But other than that, I just wanted to show you the few sort of special things that Google Slides has to offer that PowerPoint does not. Thank you.